If you watch my channel here, you know that I'm a big fan of this one company. And I believe that we're in a breakout right now. And I think it's a very, very early stage breakout of this company. If you've been in this company for a while, you've been suffering through a big downdraft, right? The stock has gone from 400 something to 138 something, right? That's a pretty big drop. But I think a lot of the reasons for that is because of things that are outside the company. And if you stay tuned, I'll explain to you what I'm thinking and where I think the company is going. So here we go. All right, by now you've probably figured out that the company that I'm talking about is Tesla. And I think it's one of the greatest companies in history. First of all, the stock chart over the last 10, 15 years has proven that it's one of the greatest companies in history already. But I think we're just getting started, because I think under the hood of this company is not just an electric vehicle company. It's electric vehicles. It's full self-driving. It's a robo-taxi Uber replacement kind of thing. It's an energy storage company. It is a humanoid robotic company. There's an AI component to all of this as well. So I think it's like 5 or 6 companies under the hood of this one thing. And I think it's so undervalued. Now, this is not investment advice. This is my opinion. But I think you need to do some research on Tesla and see if you can kind of come around to what I think about Tesla. And I think it's just an amazing company. And we're getting it right now in the $260 area for cheap. I think it's cheap compared to what it's about to do. Now, this stock has been in the doldrums for a couple of years, and I've been sticking it out too. So it hasn't been a great couple of years for me, for sure. I've been just kind of collecting income from the covered calls that I write, but still, that doesn't help you when the stock goes down the way that the stock has gone down. And the company is relatively debt-free and doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Now, the timing might be off, just like my timing has been off on the stock price, but I think the timing is a small thing in comparison to what they're about to do. If this company were laden with debt, if this company were losing all kinds of money, I might have a different opinion. But they're profitable. Their margins are now back to increasing. They got the #1 selling vehicle in the world called the Model Y. And Tesla seems to be the kind of company that wants to just keep going up once it can get some of this bad news and FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt behind it. And I think we're in that stage right now. So I think that gives us an opportunity. But if you look at this chart right here, back about 20 days ago or so, maybe 30 days ago, I said there's a breakout coming at that 198 level. It was around the $200 level, and I said 198, 200 is going to be like a resistance line, but once it breaks through that, look out. And there's been all kinds of bad news leading up until that period of time, and now good news is coming out. They've got this release on July 8th about all kinds of stuff, robo-taxis and full self-driving and new models and the semi and all kinds of cool stuff are coming out. By the way, did you know that the Cybertruck is the #1 selling truck in the United States right now? It beat out the F-150 last quarter. They're doing some cool stuff at Tesla right now. And I don't know how much longer it's going to last that we're going to get this opportunity. But in any case, you see this 198.87. That's the breakout price. If you look at it, going into that, we had 4 days before it really did a breakout. And look at all the volume down here. And so you can see since then has been about 7 days of straight up with a couple of gap aways. And in there, they're gap aways with high volume. Look at that beautiful volume. And that is telling you that there's something going on, and there's a lot of reasons this is going up. One of those reasons is, I think, as I've probably said on a few other videos, there's a short squeeze. Because a lot of people were shorting this stock thinking it's worthless, right? Because they just didn't like Elon Musk or him buying Twitter or whatever. So what happens in a short squeeze is a lot of these companies, because they think that the Tesla is going down, they short it so they can make money on the way down. But when it starts to go up, those brokerage firms say, listen, you either have to buy that stock or you have to put up more money, because we're not going to take the risk for you. And so when they make them buy that stock, that's a buy. That adds to all the other buys that are going on, and you get a squeeze, and it squeezes all the short people out, and that continues a propulsion up higher. We're sitting here with the stock just under 262, 263, 264 in that area where it's been today. And it's coming up, if you look at this chart, on this 265 level. It may even hit it today. Now, I don't know if it's going to have the strength to get through that level, but it's right about there right now. If it has the strength to get through that level, and it's going to need a lot of volume, then it wants to go up and probably try to hit this 299 level, which is interesting, right? Now, I want you to look at this. There's so the markets are so cool. There's so much symmetry in the markets. And if you start to let the stock tell you the story, if you learn how to read the charts, if you learn how to find where the breakouts are, you can catch a company that's up, this kind of percentage, 20, 30, 40% in just a few weeks. And that's what you want to do, because it only takes one stock to change your life. And so if you could find that early, you can catch some of this updraft. Yeah, I'm not right all the time because I've been sitting through a lot of this collecting income. But at the end of the day, you want to be in a stock that's breaking out and moving higher. Now, I want to show you this. Look at this pattern. This is 11 days in a row of up, and there's some gap ups and things like that in there. Interesting, right? Let's go back here to a year ago when it went from 152 to 299. It doubled, right? Does that look familiar? Look at how interesting that is, right? Looks like almost the same number of days in a row that it's been up. A couple of gap aways in here. I think that the parallels are just absolutely fantastic of the stock going up here and the stock going up here. So we're looking at a $200 stock price, and if that doubled like this did from its bottom, we're talking about either a double from this, let's call it 140 to 280, or we're talking a double from this 200 breakout level, and we're talking about a $400 stock. I believe that in the next 12 to 18 months, we're looking at a $490 stock. That's what my charts tell me, but I'm not going to get into showing you why I think that. That's for another video, but that's where I think the stock is going. But ultimately, I think the stock is going over $2,000 a share. That's 5 or 6 or maybe 10x from this spot, or at least from its high, when we're talking about where it's going to go long term. So there's a lot of potential in Tesla. And I'm going to show you the weekly on it. You can maybe see the weekly here. We got a long cup going on right here, and now we're at the other side of that cup. I think there may be a little bit of selling right here at the top side of that cup because it needs a huge amount of energy to keep going. But again, I can't predict prices. I can only try to play the probabilities. Even if it does go up, it's got to continue to have energy to take it up to 299, which it could have. But to me, the odds are saying this might put a little handle in here somewhere like that, and we might get another opportunity to buy it. But listen, breakouts are where it's at. If you could combine breakouts with covered calls, I think you've got the best two strategies in the stock market today. If you want to learn how to do this, I have a pretty cool program that I'm excited about called Trade Like a Pro Accelerator. It starts in just a few days, and I'm limiting the number of people that are in the course, but I have a few seats left open. And if you want me to mentor you, if you want me to help you go through this and learn how to develop, the ability to find breakout stocks, then check out this little ad that I have coming here. If not, I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Hi, it's Mark. I'm breaking in here to let you know that if you want to become a better trader, if you want to learn how to spot the breakouts before they happen, if you want to crank up your trading power, then I have something that you're going to want to hear about. On January 4th, I told you about NVIDIA and SMCI and where I thought that they would break out. Over the next few days, both of those broke out to more than double or triple. Were you in them? On June 6th, I told you that Apple was about to break out around 200. It jumped to 220 4 days later. Were you in it? I can show you how to find these breakouts before they happen. I always say it only takes one stock to change your life. So let's see if we can find these stocks together. Now, starting in a few days, I will be hosting a program called the Trade Like a Pro Accelerator. It's my swing trading course plus 4 weeks of live workshops and mentorship. And right now, I have an insane price on the program because I want to get lots of feedback on it. So if you're interested in joining me in a group of sophisticated traders, click on the link below to learn more, or you can even just subscribe and get a free mini course if you aren't sure if you want to attend. Click on the link below. Now back to the video.